Welcome back, YouTube pipe smokers. Button Chop Piper here. Well, today's video is a continuation of our series, A Journey to Discovery, creating my 16 blend rotation. This will be part 4, and this video will be about Oriental blends or Oriental tobacco. Now, before we get started, let's do a little bit of a review. Starting out, I want to make sure that you understand that I prefer my tobacco a little bit on the sweeter side. So I'm guiding my 16 blend rotation in that direction. So we first started going through Virginia blends. And as I told you before, Virginias smoke a little hot for me. No matter how light I draw, I just seem to can't control it. But there are a couple that I am able to control. And since the Virginia video, I have made a couple of adjustments. So the first one I talked about was McClellan's Dark Star. Now, the brighter Virginias, like I said, I can't really get used to, but the darker stoved or aged Virginias, I'm able to handle. So Dark Star is one of those. Also, we went through and looked at Virginia periques. And Virginia periques are a little bit hard for me to handle as well because, one, usually use bright Virginias, or two, it uses perique, which is a spicy, peppery. So that's a double whammy for me. But there are a couple that I really like and that I have been smoking. One is called Pebble Cut, and the other one is Firestorm by Russelette. Then after that, we talked about Burley blends. I told you that I really didn't prefer Burley blends because it was too cigar-like or too cigarette-like, too tobacco-y for me. But since then, I've come across two Burley blends that I really absolutely love. But the thing about it is that they're Burley Virginia blends. They're not just straight Burleys. One of them is Rat Ray's Old Gallery. Boy, that stuff is just amazing. So it has made the cut. It has made my rotation. And then the other one is Lane Limited Ready Rubbed, which is the old Edgeworth slice. That too is a absolutely beautiful blend. It reminds me, I think I told you before, of a little bit of burnt marshmallow. And that taste is just amazing to me. I really like that blend. So it has also made the cut. Then the regular straight Burleys, without, just straight Burley. The only one that I really like that I have included in my rotation is Solani Aged Burley Flake. It is truly an awesome blend. And then from there we went to talk about Kentucky blends. There are a few Kentucky blends that I like, but the one that really gives me a lot of flavor, and that one that I really like a lot, is the Peter Heinrich's Dark Strong. And it has also made my rotation. Okay, so now we're going to move into talking about Orientals. I got a little information I want to read you about Oriental tobaccos. Oriental or Turkish is a spice tobacco known for its nutty, somewhat sweet and sour flavor. It's a main component in English blends, along with Latakia, which is itself an Oriental that's been flavored with smoke. This tobacco derives its name from the area in which it's grown, the Eastern Mediterranean. Each of the varieties, in fact, are named after the towns or regions they come from. Thus, Yinye is Greek, Samson and Izmir are Turkish, Drama is from Greece also, and Xanth is from the region of Thrace, which is also in Greece. For all intents and purposes, this is all one region, united for many years under Ottoman rule, hence the interchangeable terms Oriental and Turkish. All right, so Oriental is a smaller leaf, and it has, as it said, like a sweet kind of sour taste. So there are, again, English blends, hardcore English blends are made with primarily Latakia and some Orientals. Now, I've tried a couple of just straight Oriental blends, and the only one that really gave me the flavor I was looking for is a tobacco called Classic Samson, and it's from McClellan. And that's it right there. That's the only straight Oriental tobacco that I really like. In my next video, we're going to talk about English blends. Starting with this Oriental, now we're getting into blends that are in my wheelhouse. These are the blends that I prefer, and as time goes on, we'll talk about the reason why I love those blends so much. Now let's talk about Latakia a little bit before we go, so that way the next video, which might be my final video on this subject, we will talk about English blends. Latakia was discovered by accident. I'm not sure when and where it happened, but as the story goes, one year there was a bumper crop of Oriental Leaf. They had so much, matter of fact, they had nowhere to put it. So what they did is that they hung the tobacco in their homes, in the rafters of their homes. Well, being in someone's home, of course, you're going to light fires in the fireplace, and you're going to light fires at the time kind of out in the open to keep warm. Well, as the smoke rose, the particles infuse themselves into the leaves. So that next summer, after winter, when they got ready to process the tobacco, they processed it and they tasted it, and it was totally different from the Oriental Leaf that they were used to. So they mixed it with some other blends, other types of tobacco, and it was a big hit. Everybody seemed to love it. So then they started to experiment with putting different types of woods in, different types of chemicals, not chemicals, but flavorings and stuff, to allow that to raise up and the particles infuse themselves into the tobacco leaf. And that's how Latakia was born. And now it's a staple in most English blends. Latakia is a smoky, leathery type of tobacco, and it gives an English blend that body and that deep woodsy, deep campfire taste that we're used to when we smoke any English blend. All right, well, that's it for this video. Next video we will start talking about the English blends and what combination of tobaccos that I prefer and that I have included in my 16 blend rotation. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. And until my next video, I want to wish you and your family happy piping.